Okay, everybody, here we go. It is me, Gregory Mannarino, and it's going to be lovely. Actually, no, it's not going to be lovely. Why? Well, we're going to talk about that in just a second. Sorry, I'm laughing. It's crazy. Thursday, October 28th, 2021. A couple of pieces of economic news here that, maybe would surprise most, but not you. Not you. I explained these things to you before they happen. And here we go. Let's talk about this. So, as predicted, okay, and this is every single week. You do the math. Every single week. We just found out we got another 281,000 people applying for first-time unemployment benefits last week. It doesn't stop. It's not going to stop, and there's even more proof of that. So we got this GDP number today, and turn on the mainstream media. Turn on any of the mainstream media outlets right now. They are aghast at this GDP number. They don't understand what's going on. Either that again, or they're just absolutely deluded, and they're in some kind of a twisted state trying to convince you that what you're seeing is not real. So GDP, a massive miss. What does that mean? What does it mean? Well, you know better than anybody that our economy is contracting here as a percentage of GDP at its fastest pace ever on record in history. You need more proof? Look at the GDP number today. It's abysmal. Okay, we're not going anywhere. We are contracting. And that means as a percentage of GDP, our economy will contract faster. Faster. We also heard from the European Central Bank, and they made a pretty stunning announcement this morning. Not anything that you wouldn't expect, again, if you follow this blog. The European Central Bank is admitting that not only will inflation persist, inflation is going to get worse moving forward. But then, of course, they're saying it's going to get better. How that's going to happen? Well, with all these trillions of dollars in whatever currency these central banks are issuing around the world, they're starting to chase the same amount of goods, people. Economics 101. It's economics freak show 101. And you know that. But you see, again, like we found out yesterday from the Federal Reserve itself, they manipulate the data. It's not real. What an admission yesterday was. I can't even believe that. But again, a stunning and shocking to me admission from a Federal Reserve governor saying, oh, this is how we do it. He even implicated himself. He says, I do it too. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But is anyone going to be held to account here? Absolutely not. Anyway, that's the situation. So another abysmal, I don't even know, this number is staggering to me because these are real people. We're talking about 281,000 more people applying for first-time unemployment benefits. We got our economy in free fall. It's over here. You're not allowed to know that. You're supposed to think it's all great and it's fantastic and tremendous. And then the ECB admitting that inflation not only will persist, but it's going to get worse moving forward. That's the story this morning with economic news. But would you believe stock futures right now are higher across the board? Higher. People, how many of you have been with me for any length of time? You've seen me do this. I told you, markets, economy, the gap between the market and the economy would get larger and larger and larger and larger. And the faster that the economy free falls, the higher the stock market's going to go. What a phenomenon. What an absolute phenomenon. It's, black is white, white is black, up is down, left is right. Sick. It's sickening, as a matter of fact, but that's the way it's going to go. So like I said, despite what we heard this morning, despite the fact that our economy is cratering, absolutely cratering, we're in free fall, we're in collapse. Stock futures are higher. We'll see how that plays out. Let's set the stage here. Crude oil right now hovering around $81 a barrel. We were like over 85 just a couple of days ago. Let's see what they pull off here. Again, by keeping crude propped up, they're going to keep the market propped up too. And like I explained yesterday, these dips are going to be bought. Look at the MMRI. The MMRI is lower. We are now sitting at about 89 the last time I looked at it. If you want to look at it, and I strongly suggest you follow it, there is a link in the description of this video. Follow the MMRI. It's going to tell you what's happening or what's going to happen moving forward here with risk in this market dropping like this, because again, the bad economic news is not going to stop. The bad economic news is a guarantee to the market that the Fed is going to continue to buy it all. Could you imagine that scenario here? It's like the market wants this to happen. The market wants the Federal Reserve to buy it all, so it stays propped up. But what is the ripple effect of this? I mean, we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves. We're being taken over by a tyrannical organization here that is hell-bent on control. Absolute total control, even over your own body. This is not the government that is thrown in front of the cameras with brain-dead Biden over there, Bidenstein, and whoever else came before him. They are puppets. All of them. We have no representation in here, not just in the United States, but around the freaking world. The banks run the show. The banks run the world. Everything. It's all the banks. Everything else is a sitcom meant to keep you distracted and divided. That's it. That's all it is. Anyway, let's move forward here. Cryptocurrency is doing very well. Bitcoin back over 61,000. A lot of volatility here lately. I'm not saying the selling is over here. I said before that big drop, which recently occurred, that we need a drop and we need a pullback, and it could be substantial. We'll establish another floor. It'll go higher. With regard to crude oil, has no business being here. None at all whatsoever. You know that. I covered this at length over the last couple of days. We'll see what they pull off. Again, there's no real price action. It's all fake. Just like all the data is fake that the Federal Reserve is putting out. Stunning admission yet again. Yesterday, did you see the video I did yesterday? I would watch it if I were you. If you have not seen it, where we got a real dose of reality from the Fed. Something you and I have known forever. It's not real. Anyway, gold and silver are relatively flat right now, and that's where we're sitting. It's very straightforward, and nothing here that I just said, nothing here is a shock to you or a surprise to you, because you knew it was coming. And I'm going to keep you. I promised you I'll keep you ahead of the curve. Well, I think I've kept that promise, and I will continue to keep you ahead of the curve. You're going to know all this stuff before it happens. Before it happens. So nothing at all is going to come as a surprise to you. Nothing. Anyway, that's it, people. This guy right here loves you a lot. I mean that with all I got. Please share this video. Please get it out there. And I want to hear from you. I really do want to hear from you. What do you think about all this stuff? I mean, I know it's no surprise to you, but isn't it kind of just like, it's an incredible situation that we're in, that, the worse the economic news is, the higher the market wants to go. The fact that the Federal Reserve is taking over the world. The Federal Reserve is the central bank of central banks. Why? Because the US dollar remains the world reserve currency. Okay, understand that. And they're dollarizing the world. I think the biggest secret that no one is supposed to know right now is the fact that the Federal Reserve is sending dollars around the world to central banks around the world who could, in fact, be issuing their own currency, but what they're doing. The Fed is sending dollars to central banks around the world, and central banks around the world are buying assets with dollars. With dollars. I want you to understand this. And nobody I know of is talking about it. And you will never hear a peep about that from the mainstream media. Oh no, you must be lied to, distracted, and propagandized. That's what their job is. Here, my job is to give it to you straight and hard. And that's it. All right, look, I'm out here. Awfully long video for the morning. I don't like these videos being too long. All right, I will see all of you at the end of the day, people. We're going to sum this up as usual. And, well, that's it. I'm out of here.